Hi everybody, so to start off this New Year's look, I'm taking the Lorac Pro 2 palette with the shade Plum, and I'm just taking that on a fluffy brush and putting that through the outer half of my crease, and then I'm just blending it out, making sure that especially the top part of it, like there's no harsh lines. It's okay if the bottom isn't as blended because we're going to be packing on other colors there. Then with the Morphe 12P palette, I'm taking that bright purple shade, and I just applied that on top of the purple that we already have because I wanted it to be a bit more bright. So yeah, just apply that and then blend it out. And then I took the lighter green shade from the same palette, and then I'm applying that in the inner half of my lid and just blending that out very, very well, and also blend it in with the purple. And then with that tealy greeny shade, I'm applying that in the same area, but I'm just not blending it like as far, so it's a bit more precise, like the placement is a bit more precise. And then I just go back in with my big fluffy brush and I just blend it all out. Then with the Urban Decay Electric palette, I'm going to take the color Urban and I'm packing that on just in the outer section of my eye, right underneath that purple in the crease. Then I took Jilted and Savage and I applied that on top and blended it so it just looks like one color. And then with Chaos and Gonzo, which are the two blues, I applied that right next to the purple and I blended it up in the crease and with the purple. And then with the color Freak, I basically did the same thing. So I applied that next to the blue and blended it in with the crease and with the blue. And then I went back in with the purple shade because I wanted it to look kind of like a C, so I just extended that top part. And then I did the same thing with the blue, so I extended the top part and the bottom part so it kind of looks like a C shape, but I didn't do that with the Freak color. And then with Thrash, I just applied that in the very inner part of the eyelid, and I just applied that, and then I went in with this Kryolan palette. They're like cream eyeshadows, but you can use them for other things rather than just eyeshadows, and I took that greeny goldy shade and I applied that right on top of Thrash. And then with this Dazzle Dust by Barry M, I'm taking that and I sprayed my brush with some Fix Plus and I'm applying that in the inner corner of my eye and like blending it out. Now I did the wing off camera because I was just having so much trouble with it, but I used a pen eyeliner from Maybelline. I forgot the name, but the information will be down below. And then I took the Lorac 2 Pro palette with the color Plum again and I just applied that underneath my lash line, but like not all the way, I think it's around half, and then I just blended that out, making sure it was very diffused. And then going back in with my electric palette, I took again the mixture of Chaos and Gonzo and I applied that right next to Plum, making sure that it was blended. And then I took Freak and applied that right next to the blue. So basically whatever we did in the top, we're doing on the bottom. And then I took Thrash in the very inner corner part, and then again with that Kryolan palette, I'm taking that greeny, goldy, yellowy creamy eyeshadow, and I applied that right on top. And then I curled my lashes and I applied this Clinique mascara right on top. And of course, if you want to use false lashes because it's New Year's, well, you can use it whenever you want, but I mean, this would be the best excuse, but I don't like false lashes, so I didn't apply any. And then with L'Oreal's eye pencil, I just lined my waterline and my tight line. And then using this Nivea Men aftershave balm. Now of course this isn't an actual primer, but since glycerin is the second most used ingredient, glycerin makes anything you put on top stick to it. So just apply that onto your skin and then really rub it in and massage it into your skin until it becomes tacky, and then anything you put on top will stay really long. I'm then taking Makeup Forever's Splash Palette and I'm going to use the green and the coral. The green is for cancelling out any pigmentation of the redness of my pimples, so I'm just applying that on my two pimples I have there. And then I'm taking the coral shade and I'm applying that under my eyes to cancel out any bluey greeny shades I have under there. I'm then taking this foundation from By Terry and it's in the shade Light Amber, and I'm applying that onto my face. This isn't exactly the same color as my face, but it didn't show up on camera. Like on camera it looks pretty good, but in real life it wasn't like, but it's okay. Just make sure, because if it's New Year's you're going to be taking a lot of photos with flash, so make sure you have no SPF, because SPF will reflect like a white kind of thing on your face, so your face is going to look pretty white if you use anything with SPF. I'm then taking this concealer from Becca, and it's in the shade Macadamia, and I'm just applying that under my eyes to cancel out any darkness I have under there. And when you're blending, just make sure you don't ruin that wing or any of that eyeshadow we have underneath our eyes. I'm then taking the same concealer and just spot concealing those two pimples because the green wasn't enough to cover them. And then with the cream contour palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, I'm taking the top middle shade and then the bottom middle shade, so the top is for highlighting. So I'm applying that on top of on the highest points of my cheekbones, all the way into like my nose area. And then on top of my lips and in the outer corners of my bottom lip. And in the center kind of area of my forehead. And also I didn't clean up my brows, so I took this chance to do that. And then right under my cheekbone, and I extend that all the way into the corner of my mouth. And then with the bottom middle shade, which is obviously the contour shade, I'm applying that right under my natural cheekbone, and then on the sides of on the sides of the bridge of my nose. And then also on the jawline, and then I sprayed my foundation my foundation brush with some Fix Plus, and I'm just blending it out. I always start with the lighter colors, so now I'm just blending out all the lighter colors. And then I went in with the darker colors and I started blending those out. And when you blend your cheekbone contour, make sure that you blend it upwards. I mean, it's okay if a bit goes downwards, but don't focus on just blending it downwards. Focus on blending it upwards. And then I realized that I forgot to contour my perimeter of my forehead, so I'm just doing that now quickly. And then I blended my nose contour and I used my brush and finger. So then I'm taking the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D, and again I'm using the middle shades, so the top and the bottom middle shades, for setting my highlight and contour. So with the top shade I'm setting my highlight, so wherever you applied the highlight, this is where you would use that color. And you can see the cheekbone contour is very harsh, but it's okay because in the end we're just going to blend it a bit more and it's going to look a lot better. And then with the darker color, so the middle bottom color, I'm just setting all of the contour we did. This also will accentuate your cheekbone contour, well, all of the contour in general, but specifically your cheekbone contour. And then I'm taking this blush from By Terry, and this is in the shade Hypnotic Copper. I didn't want anything too bright because I wanted all the attention to go on the eyes, so I just applied that onto the apples of my cheeks and then blended them out, like back and towards my ears. And then with this Chubby Stick highlighter stick from Clinique, I applied that on the highest points of my cheeks, and then I just blended it out with my fingers. And applying a cream underneath your powder highlight will really make your highlight pop, so that's why I did this, because it's New Year's and I want to look glowy. I'm then taking this compact Shine On in shade 3 from Makeup Forever. This is basically a highlighter, and I'm taking my fan brush. I sprayed some Fix Plus on it, and then I applied that highlighter onto the highest points of my cheekbones, on my chin, above my eyebrows, on my cupid's bow, and then I used my fingers just on the bridge of my nose. And then using this lip liner from Maybelline. This isn't a lip liner which you sharpen, it's one that you twist up, and for some reason it wasn't twisting up, but I used it like as best as I could, and I lined my lips with that, and then I filled them in. It's actually a lot, not necessarily darker, but it's more brown than nude, but it wasn't really showing up because of that whole twisty problem. I then took this Milani lipstick, and this is in the shade Teddy Bear, and I'm just applying that all over my lips. And of course you can go for a peachier nude or just a more like neutral nude or a pink nude, but this is my favorite type of nude, especially like on my skin tone. Whenever I go for a nude, like 90% of the time it's going to be this type of nude, like a brownie dark kind of nude, so that's what I went for. And then I'm taking some loose powder from Makeup Forever, and I'm just putting that on my lips and then blending it out. What this will do is it'll make it matte and it'll make it last all night. So this is the finished look. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also follow me on my Instagram, which is Miriam's Makeup. I hope you guys have an incredible New Year's. Bye!